A very good evening to all brothers and sisters in the Dhamma. Today is the 12th August 2025. So Tuesday class, as usual, we will be continuing our sharing from this book, the wonderful Dhamma Lotus Flower Sutra. Okay, let us gather and we will have our physical puja. Let us compose our mind, develop the faith, Saddha, Virya, then mindfully we shall commence the puja chanting. Namo 本师释迦牟尼佛 Namo 本师释迦牟尼佛 Namo 本师释迦牟尼佛 Namo 观世音菩萨 Namo 观世音菩萨 Namo 观世音菩萨 Namo 阿弥陀佛 Namo 阿弥陀佛 Namo 阿弥陀佛 Namo 弥勒佛 Namo 弥勒佛 Namo 弥勒佛 Namo 药师佛 Namo 药师佛 Namo 药师佛 Namo 普贤菩萨 Namo 普贤菩萨 Namo 普贤菩萨 Namo 地藏王菩萨 Namo 地藏王菩萨 Namo 地藏王菩萨 Namo 佛菩萨 Namo 佛菩萨 Namo 佛菩萨 Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivademi Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami Supatipanno Bhagavato Sangho Sanghang Namami Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Buddhang Saranang Gacchami Dhammang Saranang Gacchami Sanghang Saranang Gacchami Dutiyampi Buddhang Saranang Gacchami Dutiyampi Dhammang Saranang Gacchami Dutiyampi Sanghang Saranang Gacchami Tatiyampi Buddhang Saranang Gacchami Tatiyampi Dhammang Gacchami Tatiyampi Sanghang Saranang Gacchami Panati Pata Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Adina Dana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Kamesu Miccācara Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Musawada Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Surameraya Majapamadatana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Ganna Sarapatitena Dipena Tamadang Sina Tiloka Dipang Sambuddhang Pujayami Tamonodang Ganda Sambara Yutena Dopena Hang Sugang Hina Pujaye Pujaniyang Tang Puja Bhajana Muttamang Vanna Ganda Guno Petang Etang kusuma santatin pujayami munindasa siri pada sarorohe pujemi bedang kusumena nena punnena matena cha hotu mokang pupang milayati yata idang me kayo tata yati vinasa bhavang adivase tuno bante paniyang parikapitang anukampang upadaya patigan hatu mutamang adivase tuno bante pale parikapitang anukampang upadaya patigan hatu mutamang adivase tuno bante bojanang parikapitang anukampang upadaya patigan hatu mutamang. Now we shall chant the Puja aspirations based on our understanding of the significance of all these puja offerings. Significance of offering of light. May this offering of light to the Buddha brings forth the causes and conditions to illuminate our mind and help arise the needed clarity and understanding to dispel all darkness or ignorance therein. Significance of offering of water. May this offering of pure, clear, cool water lead us to the pure, clear Dhamma that cools and doses off the fires of all defilements within our heart. Significance of offering of incense. May our morality, virtue, and understanding shine forth far and wide, just like the fragrance of this incense, which we are offering to the Blessed One, who is perfect in wisdom and virtue. Significance of offering of fruits. May this offering of fruits remind us of the Dana Parami of generosity and the fruit of our karma, so that we will diligently strive on with heedfulness to attain the path and fruition soon as possible. Significance of offering of flowers. May this constant offering of flowers to the Blessed One strengthen our faith and constantly remind us of the impermanence of this body, so that we will diligently and sincerely strive on to cultivate Sila, Samadhi, and Panya, leading to ultimate liberation, the born-free Nibbana. Making of overall aspiration. By the power of all these merits, born of these offerings, may our spiritual faculty of Saddha, Virya, Sati, Samadhi, and Panya be further strengthened until they become balas or powers. Sharing and transfer merits with all beings. May these merits be shared and transferred to all beings without exception, especially to those who have the condition and affinity to receive them. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, let's pay respect to Puja. Buddhang Pujayami. Dhammang Pujayami. Sanghang Pujayami. Just relax body and mind completely. Yeah? Then maintain awareness. Means silence your mind. Just stay with the awareness, the pure awareness nature, our true mind, which is of the nature to be just aware. Before the knowing, before the arising of thought, before the stirring. The pure awareness nature is very, very important. So relax body and mind, then maintain awareness within, means silent everything. Don't try to know, don't try to do anything, but just maintaining the inner awareness nature. Whatever arises within your sense basis, just aware, finish, no more thinking. The thought that tries to create thinking, they are very, very active. The slightest perception without awareness will lead to thought process and thinking. So as we all know, we are a conscious human being. We are capable of being conscious. Conscious of what we see, what we hear, what we smell, what we taste, what we tactily feel and think through our six sense bases. So whatever impingement at the sense basis initially is always the sense data that comes in. That even upon contact between the sense basis, sense data and the consciousness, it will trigger off the respective sense of consciousness and develop our ability to be conscious. At the moment of pure conscious awareness, there is no perception, no knowing as yet. But the moment you perceive, that's where your knowing arises. And from that, your habitual thinking, stirring and reaction of mind starts to develop and move. Awareness is to enable us to see all this movement so that we understand clearly how we arise, how we function as a human being. What happens when we go through the conscious moment in life. So this ability to be aware before the knowing is very important. So awareness-based meditation is to develop this inner awareness, then stabilize it, so that this mind, which is your meditative mind, or sometimes we call our true mind, this one is the meditative mind. It is tranquil, still, and just aware. And this one can develop wisdom. It can give rise to understanding. It can observe the reality within the moment. That's why the observation, silent observation of what is the reality, will give rise to wisdom and understanding. Then within the silence, it can also insight into phenomena and awaken to the three universal characteristics of anicca, dukkha, and anatta. And this is how the meditative mind develops wisdom. Silent observation of the reality of what is very important. Okay. For those who already know how to develop the inner awareness, already can stabilize it, then you can move on to the fourth support. The fourth support is after the first three support, which is relax body and mind, maintaining awareness, and the third support is stabilizing this inner awareness so that you can have a free mind that is without thought, activity or movement. It is just aware. Then after that, stabilize it. Then stay at the heart area. Then allow the nature to develop its own movement and activity. Means trust that inner nature to develop the meditative movement. Whatever movement or activity that it wants to develop, let it happen. Initially, the awareness nature where you stay at the heart area, it will detect whatever vibration that is around there. Or sometimes it can also detect your own heartbeat or pounding of your heart. And as your sati or mindfulness become more and more developed, more and more stable, then this activity within your heart area become more and more prominent. Then you can just allow the nature to be with whatever phenomena that arise. The awareness and the phenomena move as one. You can stay with the vibration or the heartbeat, or anchor it to whichever area within your heart that is prominent to you. You can just stay there. Just aware. That if you want to move, let it move. Okay, I will now set the alarm for 30 minutes so that you can develop your own pure awareness-based meditation. Okay, you can slowly, mindfully come out of the meditation. Try to maintain whatever inner peace, inner calmness, and inner awareness that you have developed for as long as you can. Invocation to the Devas. In this universe, in the entirety, let the deities or Devas come here. Let them hear the good teachings of the King of Sages, which gives heaven and release, Nibbana. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. Samanta Chakawalesu Atra Gacantu Devata Sattamang Munirajasa Sunantu Sakemokadang Dhamma Vasavankalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Savanankalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Savanankalo Ayang Badanta Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Iti peso Bhagava Arahang Samma Sambuddho Vijacharana Sampanno Sugato Lokavido Anotaro Purisa Dhamma Sarati Satta Deva Manusanang Buddho Bhagavati Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Sanditiko Akaliko Ehipaseko Opanaiko Pachatang Veditabo Yenohiti Supatipano Bhagavato Savakasangho Ujupatipano Bhagavato Savakasangho Nyayapatipano Bhagavato Savakasangho Samicipatipano Bhagavato Savakasangho Yadidang Chatari Purisa Yukani Atta Purisa Bhukala Esa Bhagavato Sauksango Ahuneyo Pahuneyo Dakineyo Anjali Karaneyo Nuttarang Punyang Ketang Loka Saati Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. Okay, you all can be seated. Now we'll continue from where we stopped. This one is the commentaries by Hsuan. Hsuan said, I'm integrating our Chinese lesson, means Mandarin, in today's sutra lecture. Yesterday in Chinese class, I asked you, are you hungry? Today, in your lesson, you learn, I do not feel hungry. Then I asked you, why do you feel hungry? You answered, because I get to listen to the Buddha Dhamma and understand the truth about human life. What we are discussing here are the true principles of life. When you understand the principles of life, you will be genuinely happy. Having attained true happiness, you will forget about being hungry. Do you see how wonderful this is? So this part, I think, Master Hsuan must have explained to them the basic understanding of life. As a Buddhist, we are in fact, or indeed, very fortunate. We have the teaching that the Buddha has realized through his cultivation after his full enlightenment. He realized the secret of life, all of life, the meaning of life. And when you understand the meaning of life and understand the secret of life, you know how to live life. So basically, the Four Noble Truths is the essence of the Buddha's teaching. So he summarized to us under the First Noble Truth the reality of life and existence. Within life, within existence, as we go through life, we will confront this eighth reality which he has summarized in the First Noble Truth proclamation. He talked about birth, old age, sickness and death, then separation from loved ones, from our prized possession, from things that we think we own or hold on to dearly. Then there are also situations where you confront life with people whom you don't like. And when you encounter such relationship or people, you begin to feel unsatisfactory. The mind becomes like affected by these other people whom you don't like. They can cause you suffering, misery, and all the other life-related afflictions. Then the next one is the seventh one, when you cannot get what you want in life, when things don't go your way, when your expectation in life are not met, you also suffer. Then in short, you say, living beings due to their self-delusion, sakkayaditi, they grasp and cling onto their five aggregates of form and mind, thinking that they are real, they exist. And that final summary is very powerful. You say these five aggregates, when you grasp onto them, they become grasping aggregate, upadana khandas. When they become grasping aggregate, they can trigger suffering. Because when you believe you exist, the ego manifests. And this ego is what the I, the me, and the mind that condition our possessiveness, our greed, our selfishness, our anger, our hatred, our jealousy, and our fear, worry, anxiety, sorrow, and lamentation. Because without that personality, the egoic thought process or thinking, all this will not arise. So this first Noble Truth explained to us the realities of life and existence. As long as you go through life, you will confront this reality. And in modern terms, I think, we can understand it better. So instead of just birth, old age, sickness, and death, you can relate to such encounter as you go through life. The birth process has a lot of suffering within when you don't have the Dhamma wisdom to accept this reality, because not every birth is smooth sailing, especially when there's complication. Then when the birth has problem, defect, and the life of the mother, the fetus may be at risk. And whatever that goes wrong during birth, it will affect the parents, the grandparents, the in-law, and all those things. People who have affinity with them. Then as you age, you know, as a living being, especially we all human beings age, we have to confront a lot of unpleasant reality. Our senses will start to deteriorate, and we will lose our ability to have it or enjoy the youthful functional sense experience. Then as we age, our health deteriorates, our organ deteriorate. We start to have more and more disease and sickness. And we start to encounter health problem, relationship problem, and many other problems that come with living, that comes with the process of aging. Then we also suffer injuries, threatening death, separation from loved ones, etc. And in the career field, when you cannot get what you want, you suffer. When your ambition are not met, when your desire or craving are not met, you suffer too. Then there are also a lot of life-related problems, like financial problem, which can be very traumatic. Especially financial problem, to support your basic need in life, to support your children's financial obligation, like their upbringing, to have the basic necessity of having a roof over their head, a proper home, a nice maybe car and environment for them to live. Then there are also a lot of other needs that need financial support. So if you don't have the karmic understanding to have all this, to bring about the arising of all this, to cover your basic need in life, then it's not easy for them to go through life, to experience the relatively better and happier life. Then in time of disease, sickness, or injury, or whatever that needs medical attention, it also involves money. Then when we have problem with our physical condition, they call it disabled people, or in our local language, OKU, Orang Kurang Upaya. You may not even have a job, and even you have a job, it may not be so well paid and all those things. So society's problem, living problem, life's problem, all this reality. The first noble truth summarize it. Then there is a law that governs all this living. The Buddha called it the law of karma. He said, if you don't understand this law, it will bring about karmic entanglement and suffering. Because this law refers to your behavior, your relationship with people, how you arise them. So it's about the karmic law, the law of karma. You reap what you sow. Do good because good, do evil because evil. You plant the seed of evil, means with the evil roots of greed, hatred and delusion, then you will reap the fruit of its effect. That's why Dhammapada verse 1 and 2 is also in the teaching. If you want to have the happy life, then you follow Dhammapada verse 2. Train your mind, develop heedfulness, awareness, mindfulness, so that you can act, speak and think with a heedful mind that is free of the evil roots of greed, hatred and delusion. Then happiness will follow you, like the shadow that never leaves you. But if you choose to be heedless and never or refuse to train your mind in heedfulness, then you will act, speak and think with a heedless mind that has the evil roots of greed, hatred and delusion. And if you live your life that way, suffering will follow you, like the wheel that follows the hoof of the cart. And these are very clear principles in life, which are based on nature's law. Then the second noble truth move on to explain to us the cause of its arising, how suffering arises when you grasp and cling. So basically the cause is craving, born of sakkaya-ditthi, self-delusion. When there is self-delusion, the ego will grasp, will cling, will condition craving. And craving, according to the teaching, there are three types. The most common one is sensual craving. Sensual craving can be positive or negative. Then craving to become somebody, to become special, to become successful or whatever. Whatever you crave for, it is a prelude to suffering, because craving is a type of covetousness or a type of greed that embodies the negative karmic consequences. So craving, the opposite of it is your ill will, your envy, your jealousy, your hatred, your deep resentment, your dislike and all those things. Then the other one is grieving not to be. When you cannot take the pressure, the stress, the competition, then craving not to be arise. Then sometimes they have this suicidal thought. They say, might as well die. When they have too much problem confronting life. So all these are the reality. And these are mundane realities, mundane aspect of life. And you know the main nature's law that governs life exists, especially the law of karma, followed by the law of mind, means karma niyama, chitta niyama, and law of truth. When you understand these three spiritual laws, then you understand the Dhamma, the teaching, and you know how to live life. And when you know how to live life, you will become beautiful. That's why life becomes meaningful, wonderful. Then the third noble truth very clearly states that suffering need not be. When you have the Dhamma understanding, when you have this teaching, enlightenment in the here and the now, Nibbana can be realized. Means cessation of dukkha is possible. But third noble truth didn't tell you how you can realize it. That's why you need the fourth noble truth, whereby the Buddha taught the monks at that time. He said, there is this noble eightfold path, which is a meditation as taught by him. You cultivate this noble eightfold path, it will lead to the end of all suffering. So noble eightfold path is more extensive and elaborate than just meditative awakening. Of course, meditative awakening is very important too. That is the initial part of enlightenment. But as long as you don't have the embodiment of the Noble Eightfold Path, the understanding of all these Noble Eightfold Path quality to be a noble ones, then you still are not free from suffering. So to realize the enlightenment, cessation of suffering, and to have the wisdom to live life without suffering, you need the Noble Eightfold Path. That's why that teaching is very beautiful. So what Hsuan shared with them is basically about life, about existence. That's why a lot of them were so absorbed in the listening, to the extent that they don't really feel hungry when all this sharing was given, and they feel the joy. So this is the only real teaching that is so comprehensive, that can explain to you all of life, both mundane and supramundane. That's why Dhamma is very unique. Okay, we go back to the sharing. Although this is a Chinese lesson, there is deep principles in it. Think carefully about why people forget to eat. It is because they have understood the truth of life and have found real happiness. When you find something on which your body and mind can depend, you will have attained peace and comfort in body and mind, as well as genuine happiness. You will forget all about eating and be unaware of your hunger. Don't ever forget this Dhamma lesson. All of us who studied the Buddha Dhamma should pay special attention to it. Now you have learned Mandarin and have understood the principle of studying the Buddha Dhamma at the same time. This is great. That is why I told our guest today, I should charge $1,000 for an hour of instruction. That's not a lot. being able to end birth and death is not something that can be bought with any amount of money. So in that sense, it's true. But basically, you reflect back all the Dhamma that you have learned or heard and developed as understanding. In what way has it helped you as a person? First, the most important thing is to understand life. And to understand life, you have to understand who are you, what are you, and how you function as a human being, and how all these things manifest, and how suffering comes to be. How you can understand clearly what life is, how living beings is just the way they are, and why are you since birth until now the way you are, and how before you have the Dhamma understanding you go through life with a lot of suffering, a lot of fear, worry, anxiety, sorrow and lamentation, a lot of doubt. You don't know who you are, what you are, and why are you here? Who died? What died? After death, what happened to you? What happened to your loved ones? What happened to all the living beings? Without the Dhamma, you have no answer to all this. You don't even know what is consciousness. You don't even know how the activity of mind develop and manifest, and how all the mind states come to be. So all these are the delusion, the doubt, the lack of understanding, the confusion that brings about suffering and misery to living beings. So if you have the Dhamma, then like Hsuan mentioned, you start to develop clear understanding. Then there is no more fear. You already know, he know you, he know me, no one born, no one die, no one sick, no one old. Then you know this form and mind is just a vehicle and a tool for you to come to this existential world, to go through the karmic process, to live life, to fulfill your vow, to cultivate, develop and perfect whatever you want to perfect. Then life take a turn, life become different. You can look at life and rejoice with every moment you arise as a conscious living being, fully aware within. Then, like my teacher used to tell me, he said, you must learn how to die before you die. That is the most important understanding. When you know how to die before you die, then you will become beautiful. Then he also like to ask this question: can you laugh at the death moment before you die? Can you laugh? Can you smile? Can you confront death? To do that, you must have the Dhamma understanding and the wisdom. You must know who died, what died. And when you understand that, then you realize nothing died. It's just separation of consciousness from the form. And this consciousness develops through the karmic process, through the craving force. It gets attached to this physical body. And before you die, it's very easy to understand the process. If you are mindful away, then you will be able to detect the craving force slowly dissipating. Then when the craving force that binds your consciousness to your body so that you experience all of the karmic process and karmic conditioning, when that one dissipates, then you realize that consciousness is no longer bind. Then this float out. Float out. And then up there. You can actually see without the physical senses. Your physical body could have been dead. Because to the scientists, to our society, what is death? When your heartbeat stops, no more breathing, they say you die. Means your life force separate. So when the life force separate, it cannot pump the heart. The scientists will know. The doctors will know. Within don't know how many minutes or seconds, the life force completely gone, and they pronounce you dead. They got this scope in the hospital. When your heart is pumping, there's a wave. But when the wave go flat, means no sign of life. Means the life was gone. The heart no longer beat. They cannot detect really. So what they do is they try to resurrect you. They use the high voltage thing. What you call that? They put on your heart and shock you. There's a I think so. So they will use that one and they try to shock you. The high voltage. Sometimes it works because the consciousness somehow is energy, and when that thing trigger off, it can trigger off the consciousness to come back. So the consciousness can come back in many ways. In many ways. One of them, the scientists know, that's why they try that. Then sometimes they pump the heart. They do what they call it CPR. They do that. Then sometimes the breath come back. Then they say, oh, okay, ready, alive, ready. Then the other one is when you die, when you know how to die. If you want to go back, you can go back actually. But depend. If that physical body already like that, deteriorate until so bad already, you go back also no use. Because when I was young, it came out. That's why I know. I saw the whole process. That time I was only 8 or 9 years old. I don't even know how to meditate. I don't know what is meditation too. I don't have the Dhamma. But at that age, I already know how to die. Because no fear, nothing now. And the whole death process happened now. And the craving for death dissipate. Then my consciousness came out. Then I saw myself. I saw everything around. Then suddenly I saw my brother walk inside. He was looking for something, he was talking. Then I called him. He cannot hear me. Then I realized something not right already. Then I saw my body down there. How come my body down there, I'm up there? Then I want to find out what actually happened. So I quickly try to enter back my body. I realize I cannot go in. It doesn't belong to me. So at that instant, I don't know what happened. Naturally, I just give it a push. Of course, I have to use a sound. Pop, it went in. But no sound actually. I just give it that push, the energy. Then I suddenly realized I gained control back. My consciousness went back in. And I gained control back, the physical. Then I immediately wake up with fully aware. Then I went out and looked for my dead brother and asked him, just now did you walk into the room and do all those things? He looked at me. He said, you were sleeping like a log. He said, how do you know? I said, never mind. I just want to confirm that I'm not dreaming. I really saw everything and what you do. That's why after that, at that time I was very young. I was actually blessing in disguise, meant to be. When I was young that time, I played a lot on, as kid. So that day I over exercised. I played Again, not that usual exercise you all do, but as kid, you play a lot of games, everything, you run around as kid. And I exhausted myself that day. I can still remember I came home, like I just want to lie down on the bed. I completely no more energy, I depleted everything. Then I went down, collapsed on the bed. Then really like a deadlock. But funny, when that process was happening, I fully aware. That time I don't even know what sati is. I was fully aware of everything that is happening inside my body. Then that mind, the craving force, I saw it, how the dissipation, how it dissipates, means that force that hold you onto this body is like dissipate. Dissipate means like the craving force no more. Yeah. Then I realized that consciousness like suddenly free, that it can move out. Then this consciousness up there, without the senses, by the time I die actually, the silver cord also not connected to the physical body. But I can hear, I can see, and I can speak, but no vibration come out without the vocal cord. So people cannot hear me. Yeah. That's why you heard about people talking about out of the body experience or near-death experience. How in the operation theater, their mind also came out. But most of that case is the silver cord still connected, not severe. They didn't really die. Yeah. But some of them died actually. Yeah. Then the heartbeat gone. Then they have to resurrect them. Then they come back. Means not supposed to die. So there are many ways to actually get your consciousness back. Yeah. But it depends on the karmic process and your understanding and your cultivation. So what I am trying to share with you is the understanding of who you are, what you are through the meditative process is very important. Then after that, I remember after I experienced that, then as I grew up, as I developed the Dhamma understanding and cultivation, then I realized what this thing is. When I look back, it's like to let me understand all this. Then I realized nothing died. No one died. Actually, the consciousness and the form are just karmic process. They come together and perform a function, then animate into a human form or a living being for the general case. So all this understanding will enable you to understand life clearly. That how you function as a human is only through the senses and the consciousness. That's why the sixth sense door, the consciousness. The consciousness is the part that living being cannot understand. They only understand the thought. Even the thought also, not much understanding. Most of them don't really know how as a human being you create thought, how thought come to be. But thought can have power over them because of their lack of understanding and delusion. And thought can trigger off movement of thought to induce fear, worry, anxiety, suffering, misery, or different type of mind state as you cultivate your mind and develop the meditative experience. You can also experience the true mind, the silent mind, tranquility, stillness of mind. And all this is what the mind is all about. That's why Shenhua want to share all this with the cultivator or the devotee. We go back to the notes. Well, when you can understand all this, then there is meaning. That's why he said, being able to end birth and death is not something that can be bought with money. They call it 了生死. When you know how to overcome birth and death, go beyond birth and death. That's why enlightenment is about cessation of form and mind. No more rebirth, no more death. Because that nature within is the deathless element. It was never born. So how can it die? That's why they call it the primordial. It was there at the very, very beginning. That's why sometimes they call it our original nature or true nature. Means originally, before anything arises, it was already like that. Or sometimes they call it the source. From that source, all things arise. Then because that nature is so unique and so powerful, it is also the oneness nature. Where when you are with that nature, you are one with all things within existence. Both the mundane and supramundane. So all these are the understanding. Okay, we go on. Then the next part of the sutta, verse about the 500 people. So according to the sutta, there were 500 people dwelling within the house. So this is just an analogy of the existential world, or the 31 plane of existence. So commentaries. What is the meaning? There were 500 people dwelling within the house. The big house had 500 people living in it. These 500 people represent living beings in the 5 destiny. Every 100 people represent one of the 5 destiny. So in Mahayana they call it actually they call it the 6 destiny, 六道轮回. But here they only covered the first 5. So here they say the destiny of the gods, 天法界, means the heavenly realms, then the human realm, then they add in the hungry ghost realm, the hell beings, and the animal realms. But there is a demon realm. Oh, yeah.宣化explained, he said, Asura, the demon realm, are not included. For there are Asura in the 5 destiny. Okay, fair enough. Actually, the Deva realm, the first Deva realm, they call it the Chakku Maharaja. They are very near the Asuras. That's why you have the earthbound Devas. They are also part of the demons. Asura, we all in Mandarin call Asura. You heard of, when we are young, in our dialect, we always heard about this demon. How they call it already? 妖怪. In Hokkien, you heard of it? 妖怪, demons. And I think the Theravada tradition, they have a lot. They call them by different names. Yakas, you heard of Yaka? Yaka, Yakini. Then they have a lot of this type of demons around. They call it... Anyway, it is the demon realm. But they are very near to the earthbound Devas. So maybe they combine that one, then they call it the 5 destiny. Maybe to suit the sutta. The sutta has 500 people in the burning house. There are Asura in the heavens, they explain here, and in the human realms. There are also found among hungry ghosts, hell beings, and animals. Living beings of these 5 destinies are dwelling in the burning house of the 3 rhyme mists, the form rhyme, formless rhyme, and the sensual rhyme, the 31 plane of existence. Verses about the fire breaking out, describing in verse that the events of the earth are analogous to the rhyme of desire, describing the type of beings that are being burned, describing the cause of the fire, describing the intensity of the fire, describing the scene of the fire. Then describing in verse that the events occurring within the crivix are analogous to the rhyme of form. Then describing the verse that the event outside the crivix are analogous to the rhyme of the formless, concluding that there are many calamities, not just one. Okay, we go to the sutra. There are horned owls, other owls, eagles and vultures, crows, magpie, pigeons and doves. The 2 characters, how to read this Mandarin word? Chia, is it chicken? Not chicken. It's like a bird at the side. 什么字来的华语字？chi and xiao. Both correspond to the Sanskrit term of uluka, meaning owl. In Chinese commentary, the 2 characters can also be used together in either order to refer to owl. How to pronounce owl in Mandarin? 猫头鹰啊。Liabokyo still cannot link. Now I just read through. Since they are also glossed separately, and the head of the chi is said to resemble a cat, it is translated as horned owl here. According to the Encyclopedia Britannica, the horned owl is the genus Bubo and refer to any of the 17 species of owl or horn-like tuds of feather on the head. Although the great horned owl only exists in America, this genus also includes eagles, owls native in Asia, include India and China. Anyway, we skip it. Describing the animal rhymes. Okay, venom snake, vipers and scorpion and roundhead and other centipedes. So this one is just description. The book of Odysseus has the chapter on owls. Owls are said to be unfilial birds. How are some owls unfilial? Soon after they are born, they are said to eat their own mothers. Owl. There are kinds of owls. This kind of owls is believed to be born from the warm cloud of dust that is incubated by the mother. Once it's born, the first thing it does is to eat its mother. The mother is very pathetic. She willingly sits there and waits to be eaten. You can also say that the mother owl is very compassionate, for she gives her life to her child. It could also be a kind of karmic retribution. Perhaps the mother owl was not filial to her parents. So this one is the notes. How to read this Mandarin word? 无功有缘. The Venerable Master explained Wu Gong and Yu Yuan separately as red-headed and non-red-headed centipede. These are not important. Move it out. I think this is about the animal rhymes. Never mind, these are all animal rhymes. Move it up. Some more. Eagle and all those things. Some more. I think we skip all this. Crow, magpie, all those things. Okay. If you like to read about all this, you can read on your own. But for the time being, I think we skip. The 8 kinds of birds are metaphors for arrogance. The 8 kinds of arrogance represented by their 8 kinds of birds. On owl in general, eagle. Okay, move. All this not important. Magpie though, okay. Oh, then snake. Okay, move. Well, he described the animal rhyme. Oh, now you know how many of them are. They are not just the chicken and the pig that you eat or the cow. There are so many of these small flaws. Okay, we move on. The gecko or no need. Oh. Wow, so many. You. Move. Now today we cover more. Okay, move. These are not important. Wow, still so many. Wait, I read the main sutra. There were fox, wolf, and jackals that glare at, tramp on, and devour corpse, scattered the bones and flesh all over. Then packs of dogs came running to grab them, hungry, weak, and terrified. They sought food everywhere. They fought, seizing and yanking, snaring, hauling, and bucking. Such were the dreadful sight that makes the house so frightened. So I think this one is to tell you, if you can, don't take birth in the animal rhyme or this rhyme. These are not what you think. You much worse than the human rhyme. Okay, we move on. All this, the commentary, or no need to read. Go on. Some more. These are the commentaries. Okay. Sutra. Now it's about the yakas and evil ghosts. What is it? Qi, Mei, and Wang Liang. In Mandarin, what is Qi, Mei? Qi, Mei, and Wang Liang. Yao Guai 那些 were everywhere. Yakas and evil ghosts were eating human flesh. They were noxious creatures, ghastly birds, and horrid beasts, all hatching and nursing their young. Each species protects its own. So now we go to the commentary. Maybe we learn a little bit about all this demon thing. Qi, Mei, and Wang Liang were everywhere. Yakas and evil ghosts were eating human flesh. Speaking in broad terms, everywhere means within the 3 rhymes. The rhyme of desire or sensual rhyme, the rhyme of form, and the formless rhyme. In more specific terms, it refers to our bodies, regardless of whether you speak of it in terms of the 3 rhymes or the body, spirit globing, monster, yakas, and evil ghosts are everywhere. They are prevalent in the rhyme of desire or sensual rhyme, and the rhyme of form, and the rhyme of the formless. In the 5 skandhas, Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana, and in the 4 noble truths, suffering, the cause of arising of suffering, the cessation of suffering, and the path that leads to this cessation. Qi refers to ghosts, who dwells in the mountain. Yeah, these are yakas, demons. Distancing themselves from people. Whereas May, who delight in doing mischief, live near or inside people's houses. There are many kinds of May. Some are palpably present. They can play all kinds of uncanny tricks. Ordinary people are unaware of their tricks. Then what about the Wang Liang? Wang Liang are spirits transformed from rock or trees. That's why sometimes they call rock spirit and tree spirit. It's believed that after a long period of time, rocks and old trees can turn into spirits. Oh, now I remember. Last time I used to hear from my parents, Hsuan. You heard of it, they call it sin, but actually these are demons. These are demons. Why does every rock represent a spirit? For a rock to become a spirit, it must have been touched with human blood from the middle finger. It is said that anything touched by human blood from the middle finger can become a spirit. When you accidentally break your middle finger, whatever your blood drip, whatever your blood drip on, whatever your blood drip on might turn into a spirit. Your blood and vital energy are the catalyst for this transformation. So this is trying to explain to you how all this, because our blood, you must understand, your consciousness is carried in the blood, understand? When our heart pumps the blood, the consciousnness which is carried in, it nourishes your organ, understand? That's why wherever your organ receives this so-called blood, not only it gives oxygen or what, it also has consciousness. That's why wherever the blood can reach, you can actually detect through consciousness. You can have the awareness and the sensitivity to feel it, to become conscious of it, and all those things. That's why this one can develop into what they call spirit, if it's like touch on the stone or trees or whatever. How big are Wang Liang? Wang Liang are the largest of all ghosts. They are towering and enormous like mountains. In China, some people run into these ghosts while they are out walking at night. It is as if in the mountains, as if a mountain were blocking their view. They cannot see anything ahead of them. This one I think quite common. When I was young also, I heard a lot of people when they went into the secondary jungle or forest, they cannot come out now. Then also, you sometimes, without you knowing, you offended some of these non-humans. We call it non-humans, but they are actually ghosts and demons. So you have to ask for forgiveness. That's why sometimes they go and see medium, and the medium through the spirit, they try to tell you what happened. They ask you to ask for forgiveness or make offering. That's why those who went to medium, they encounter this. And in the early day, my mother's era, the early 1920, that period, my parents were born about 1920, like that. So during that time, they believe in medium and all those things. But they have a lot of this type of encounter. And you like it or not, sometimes you follow their advisor, really recover, help. Especially those asking for forgiveness, and make offering. Then just like certain direction, then the medium will point and advise you, and you recite according to what he advised you and all those things. Then sometimes they burn the food and all those things and let you drink so that you have the faith and the confidence. But these are the belief at that time. So when you have the Dhamma, when you are more mindful, you don't go and entangle with them, then you will not have problem. Because the Buddha actually during his time, people asked him about all these demons, Devas and all those things, or Hsuan and all those things. All those that sometimes they go to the graveyard and try to ask the spirit for umpire and all those things. A lot of these people get into big trouble because you go and disturb them or request for favor and all those things. Then they are also like you, not enlightened. So they really have thought. They can get angry, they can have vengeance and all those things. So what happened is, the Buddha's advice is, try not to have anything to do with all these non-humans, because not all are friendly. So he said, if you can, you cultivate the Dhamma, you can send metta and all those things, then read it, all the kind thought, good thought, take care of your karma. Don't entangle with all this. Because they are also like those Putujana, don't have the Dhamma, not enlightened yet. They may be Devas, some have certain power and all those things beyond the human that can develop or see and understand. But they are also within the 31 plane of existence, subject to birth and death. They don't have the wisdom. So you entangle with them, you don't know how they will react and how they will actually develop the thought process. And you will entangle into karmic consequence. That's why some have to pay through their lives and all those things. So the best is not to have anything to do with these beings, especially through delusion and greed. Just let them be. But you happen to travel in the forest or what, every time be mindful, then radiate metta, radiate love, whomsoever, known and unknown, seen and unseen around here, may you be well and happy. And ask for forgiveness. If through action, speech or thought, whether knowingly or unknowingly, that I have offended you or caused you suffering or misery or unhappiness, this nature of mine sincerely asks for forgiveness and would like to share merits with you. And may you be well and happy. You radiate this, then nothing will happen to you. Then if you are in need of answering, just call. Sometimes you have to maybe that urgency to do it. Don't go and simply do it at places and laugh over it and simply say things. Where you don't know what are the non-humans or beings there. When I was young, I witnessed actually quite a number of all this. And they get into trouble, the kids. And got one actually came out, car accident, pow, he died. Then when they are at the, they call it the Chinese medium place of worship, where they do all the medium type of chanting, low tongue or the thing. They build it quite nice, Then they have their belief and all that. But that time as kid, most of them don't know. And they don't believe and they simply say things or laugh. So within that compound, those who say all those things all get into trouble. I was with them, but I didn't say anything. I know this is not right. Then when I was young also, I remember in our village, it's very common to see snakes. Then these kids, I don't know why, they will go and get this bamboo, slit it, and very small section, flexible. They use it to beat the snake. I cannot do. I saw, I walk away. And that compassion from here, the heart, I can sense how that snake actually suffer. And that time I don't know Dhamma, I don't know Karma, but later on when I grew up, then I reflect back, I know these people, they are going to suffer. Somehow or other it will hit them back, the karmic conditioning. Because this is what you must not do. And the karmic is very severe and very potent. That's why the thought process, you must take care, you must develop awareness, heedfulness. Okay, I have to end already. Almost 10 o'clock. Okay, I finish this sentence. They cannot see anything ahead of them. I remember back home, one of my brothers met one of these ghosts while walking one night. This one is Shenhua, not me. What happens when you encounter this kind of ghost? You end up walking in circle. Cannot come out all night long. Unable to leave that place. You are stuck there until the rooster crows at dawn, at which point the dark apparition disappears and you regain your bearing. But all throughout the night, you wander in circle, going nowhere. Okay, we stop here. Okay, now I come back to the second session, which is meditation reporting, followed by whatever question you may have. It can be meditation question or Dhamma question or any sharing.
Good evening, Brother, Mrs. Teo, and all Kayamitas. Brother, I'd like to share my experience on my bowing.
Good.
It's, I think about 3 months ago, one morning when I just wake up, suddenly I got a message or understanding. Tell me to do bowing.
Sadhu, very good.
I think it's not a dream. I'm quite sure.
It's a message towards the end before you wake up on.
Yes. So I start bowing, do the 10,000 bows.
The 10,000 bows. That one will help you a lot.
Then I start in June together with my wife.
Sadhu, very good.
She finished 10,000 less than 2 months.
Oh, very good. Sadhu.
But I finished.
The mindfulness sure improvement.
I finished in 2 months and 1 week.
No problem. Very
then
good.
Towards the 9,000 bow, during that bow I suddenly feel very quiet. Then I can feel the motorbike sound very far away. I can hear.
Very distant sound.
Then the bird chirping, flying.
Sadhu, very good.
And then the fan sound.
Yes, all become clear to you.
It's very clear.
Sadhu. That's why when you are mindful, when you have developed this Kayanupassana, means mindfulness of your bowing, your mind transforms and it will develop the inner awareness and make you sensitive. Make you sensitive means you can hear all this, which normally living beings cannot hear because they are lost in thought. They think a lot, heedless, a lot of fear, worry, anxiety, a lot of sankhara activity. But when you are mindful, you are without thought. That's why the true mind, the pure awareness nature, that one is beautiful. In fact, a lot of Kayamita, when they start, these are the first few things that they will detect and they will be able to actually develop the understanding. Especially the chirping of the birds. Because most people, when they go for morning walk, when the bird chirp until so loud only they can hear. But this one is when you are sleeping at home or whatever, or at the house. You can actually, in the early morning, or sometime in the evening or what, all the whatever birds chirping or insect sound or vibration of nature, even within your house, fan, aircon, everything, the motor sound like you mentioned, you will pick it up or not. That is from your pure awareness nature. It's not the thought that here. It is the nature within, the pure awareness nature that actually detects it. Then you are able to perceive it, to interpret it as what. But when you listen initially, the first instant before the perception coming, it is the pure perception. Means no word to describe what that thing is on. It's that vibration. Yeah. Then later on, as you develop more and more sensitivity, then you realize your mind is so different. Now it doesn't think. It is most of the time aware. Then it can see things. It's like a flow, sati. Means specific phenomenal awareness. Hearing also seems like something flowing. It's not like last time. Most of the time, your thought is flowing inside there. It's obscured by all this thinking, the worry, and the sankhara activity. But now, all this like gone, or much less already. Then your pure awareness nature, which is all the time there, starts to do the work for you, to make you aware. And this is very good, because this is the beginning. Then after that, you anchor your whatever movement or activity to your four posture and all the things that you do at home. Determined to be aware. Not only during bowing. But after that you come out, after the bowing, it's like when you come out, like slow motion or not, everything, your body and awareness as one. All your movement, continue that momentum. So that anything you do, you just aware. No need to know anything. Then when the awareness stabilizes until the daily mindfulness throughout the day, you are most of the time aware. Then you will see a lot more things. You will understand a lot more things. That is like you have transformed from heedless living to heedful living. During this 2.5 months or what you do, is during the bowing, your awareness become very stable, very strong. Then sometimes no word on. The thing just body and mind as one. Although you can still recite Namo Pen Si Si Jia Mo Ni Fo, but your whole movement and your awareness, they move as one. It's like no thought. It's like completely silent. And your mind is like very light, fully aware. Very good. Continue and transfer this into your daily activity. Means whatever you do, aware. Like you walk, aware. No need to think, then sit, aware. Then you want to make coffee or what? Make sure your hand activity and movement, aware with it. Then when you hold the cup or whatever, about to drink, that movement of awareness is there. When you are aware, you cannot think. Man or human being can only do one thing at a time. Either you are aware or you are lost in thought. And most of the people, they are lost in thought. They are hardly aware. That's why this training is very important. It trains you to become mindful, aware, stability of it. And with that, you will progress very fast. You will understand a lot of things on your own. And you will see a lot of things that you never see before. Then it's like everything is slowed down for you to see. That's why you can see your thought process before it arises, when it arises, and how it disappears. The direct seeing, later on it will come. At the moment of its arising, sustained and imparted, you can be there, and then without thought. No? Yeah. This is how you insight into phenomena and awaken. You start to see things as they are. Very good. So keep it up. No, don't be complacent. Otherwise you lose it on. Then when you do until like play badminton, until you are so skillful, at that time you can just let things be. Yeah? It will be with you already. The stroke, everything will be with you. You only need to train if you need to. At that time, stability is established. Then throughout the day, your daily mindfulness will become like more and more clear, more and more stable. And you will progress on your own. And you will understand things. Then when you read the Dhamma book again, or listen to my sharing again, a different level of understanding will come in. Very good. Sadhu. Wow, both of you do. Very good. No wonder. Yeah, your faith will develop and you will have a lot of joy.
My wife more diligent. She do faster than
you. No problem. Just meant to be. One motivate the others. Not only Kaya Metta, husband and wife also same. This is what cultivation is all about. When you have the faith, when you have that understanding, and you sincerely go that way, you go all out, you will progress and you become very different. Very, very good. Sadhu. Rejoice.
Thank you, brother.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Wai Fun, yeah.
Maybe I share my bowing experience.
Better. That one is good.
I also started bowing at the same time. We decided to start the same time. Then my bowing experience is, as I bow, sometimes the feel body very light.
Very light. Yes. That is the sign, the first sign. That is like you are very like no resistance on the flow, the awareness and the bodily movement, the kaya movement. They are like one together. And you feel very light. Then like a lot of clarity. We are not cluttered with the thought already. And you feel so different. And everything within your life is like so different already. Not like last time. Keep on got thought process on, thinking a lot on. Then a lot of like fear, worry, and anxiety or excitement here and there. Now the mind becomes quiet, calm, clarity, light, and you feel very good. And you feel inside also very light. Last time when you got problem or what, you hold on to it, you worry, and you don't feel good. Now, with this type of bowing, you sleep very well. You're very easy to sleep. The moment you lie on the bed, you maintain the awareness, then you will sleep already. Unless you want to prolong that mindfulness, then you can continue to develop it for initially maybe 15 minutes, then you sleep, or half an hour, then you sleep. Then later on when you become very good, I remember you hardly sleep. Throughout the day, 24 hours, you are fully aware. Then the moment I lie down and develop the awareness, until the moment I wake up, that thought, that conscious mind, that pure awareness, never run. It's like I never sleep. Until I wake up, the same thought come out. The same conscious mind come out. Then my face, no need to wash face anything. Like I never sleep. I remember that time 1989. I was throughout the day aware. But that one is just one phase. You go through, you experience and you understand. Then later on you will know. The body is still a body. As it ages, you need to rest, you need to rest. You must have enough rest. So you just do according to your understanding. And you will understand on your own and you will develop good understanding on your own. Then whatever people tell you, you already can decide what this thing is and what this thing not. It's no longer what people tell you anymore, because through your own cultivation, your own awareness and mindfulness, you will develop a lot of understanding on your own. What is the likely possible and unlikely possible? You will know. And you cannot go back to the old way of like superstition, or cannot really. A lot of things that people used to tell you and affect you, they were slowly like gone. Like the month of July, that fear all gone. Because all these are what people who don't understand through superstition, through belief, they cling on to it, they hold on to it. But when you are aware, you know, the awareness is free of all this, because that one is the deathless element. That one is not a being. It cannot come out and live life. And that one got no fear, nothing. It's only when the thought don't understand, grasp, cling, and through what they call delusion, belief, then it triggers fear, worry, anxiety. Then your understanding will transform you and you become very different. Then you laugh at a lot of things. A lot of things that people don't understand, they develop superstition and fear and worry. Even about feng shui, everything. Like now my son got the new house. He now very interested in all this. The wife also believe in feng shui also. He believe must wash the fish pond. Good feng shui, he say. When the algae no more, the fish lively. Of course, when the fish is lively, it did not want. There is good oxygen, everything means conducive for life. Understand? If your fish die, not only bad luck, the water there polluted already, or something not right in your environment. That's why they talk about feng shui. It has a bit of bearing on living being, where man and nature must harmonize. If you don't have the understanding that man and nature must have harmony, then you will create unnecessary entanglement with nature. So if you want to have a fish pond, you make sure you maintain it properly, otherwise avoid. Then when there is good flow of qi, it means your environment is healthy. And when you stay there, he also can sense like better luck and go off his less problem. That's why now he very hardworking. He clean the pond, he change the pump. Now he take care of all this. Last time, like kids, before they own their own property and all, they are not interested in all this. But they will learn the Dhamma later on. He has his past and his way. But now, this thing interests him. That's why later on when he go into the awareness-based meditation, when he meditate on his own, all this he know. The more powerful one is to take care of karma. No need to handle all these things. So when you take care of karma, karma take care of your life, and your life become beautiful, and your mind state become beautiful. And you can never entangle yourself with all the problems of life. And your thought process is like completely different. It doesn't hold on to things. It doesn't grasp. It doesn't have fear. It doesn't have worry and anxiety. Nothing. It just see things as they are. Accept the reality of the moment and be with the moment at peace, happy, peaceful, tranquil. So this is what will normally develop and follow. Are you continue?
So for my experience at 3,000 bao, so I suddenly develop better understanding of non-duality.
Sadhu.
That kicks off avijja and all the 12 link dependent.
Sadhu. Oh, very good.
So I remember that day after the 3,000 bao, that whole day I have this understanding.
It will let you understand on your own because your mindfulness has stabilized. And you, that time, reflect and contemplate the 12 in Paticca become very clear.
Then at 5,000 bao, I have suddenly that morning after the bowing, I have this you know, in Cameron we chant the Sing Jing.
Yes.
That thing keep playing in my mind for the whole day.
Sadhu, very good. It will come to you, and that is to help you with your affinity with Kuan Yin and that Sing Jing, the chanting. That is to help you develop stability of mindfulness. It's just like in 1989, the Amitabha, 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 keep on playing in my brain there. And your awareness is with it or no. Until you know no one is chanting or no. Where the awareness is not a being. And the awareness and the thing, there is a lot of clarity, and the faith is there, very strong.
And I remember, even though when I talk to people, the playing is still in
it's
the
still
mind,
inside
so it's like dual thing happening.
Yes, it will continue. That sometimes in spiritual trip, a lot of Kayamita told me also, the chanting continue. Like there was one Kayamita, I think, he landed in India, I think. Before he landed, that thing was playing already. Then when he was there at the whole of the India trip, I think he went with some Kayamita and Achalo, that group. Achalo took them to the place where a lot of dead corpses on. I think in India it's quite common, and they throw it into the river or don't know what. So a lot of people who go there, a lot of fear. So the Kayamita, they were there. Acharya Achalo asked them, Buddho. He said, I cannot Buddho. He said, that chanting keep on playing. The mindfulness and the awareness of that chanting is very stable. Make her very calm, very still, and fully aware. Then you ask Alicia also, the Ti Chang Wang, the chanting, it just come to them. Then song went to Wat Machan. Also I think the Pali version, I think that one we chant on that 什么经啊? Sanskrit one, yeah, sorry. The Maha what? Karuna, Maha Karuna, or the Lord. They keep on playing. If you have affinity, you develop the sati, it will come. Then you will know what to do or no. And the chanting very clear or no. Oh, very good. Sadhu. Oh, rejoice.
Then now both of us we follow Brother Tio's advice. Morning, wake up.
Very good.
We do that routine.
Yes, that one must do. Then before you sleep also you do. Then after that, daily mindfulness. Everything you do. Answer nature's call, walking, standing, sitting. Then even when you are at the breakfast table. You everything with awareness. It's just getting it understood and stabilized. Then when you go to office also same. You're driving everything aware. The movement is automatic one. And even when you go and sit and wear your socks and shoes, fully aware one. It's like no thought one. Then you yourself also a lot of joy, like amazed. Last time never aware of all this. How you dress up, how you reach the car, how you reach the office also, you hardly aware because you think a lot. Before you drive, you already think in office, after must do this, must do that. I got this appointment, I got that appointment. All this is the thought running ahead. But you are not aware of your bodily activity. Your daily mindfulness is not established. That's why the thought become heedless, active. And there is heedless living. There is not mindfulness, awareness, heedful living. So you will realize yourself and you will develop the understanding on your own. And you become very different after that. Then you will understand what this cultivation is. A lot of people cannot understand. Very good. Then remember, connect it to your daily life. If you do it continuously like that for 1 or 2 years, you sure transform and become very different. And everything you do in life you will never fall back already. You will clear the sainthood way very fast. Very fast. Sadhu.
That's all our sharing. So I would like to take this opportunity on behalf of both of us to thank Brother Teo for your motivation.
Rejoice.
You know, to teach
also,
us and
also your
the
faith.
mindfulness.
Also your faith and your affinity. Otherwise not easy. This one need faith on, need what they call affinity, and it will condition you to do one. And when you do one, you know that it's like something is happening already. And it's very clear. That's why the Buddha say this is pacetang, can be realized by the wise, each for themselves. Well, as you cultivate, the Dhamma will come to you. And the cultivator, the form and mind that went through the cultivation, will know what this thing is. That's why it's not knowledge, it's not a theory, it's not something that you, through memory, try to remember. No, that one is Dhamma knowledge. This one is through the awareness. You see it, you awaken to it, you realize it, and you understand it. Where the transformation of consciousness and the mind happen within your form and mind. And when your form and mind develop the stability of awareness and sati, you become very different. And you can see the big difference. The big difference between the old way of heedless living and the new way of heedful living, very clear. And later on, when you stabilize some more, it move on to another stage where your mind is like fully aware throughout the day on, hardly any thought. Then later on, when you move to the fourth support, when you able to relax, stabilize your mindfulness, awareness, and stay at the heart, then when it detected the gateway, you will progress a lot faster. So now with all this daily religious routine, and now you add in the in-between one, daily mindfulness, whatever you do, just aware enough. No need to worry about whether you did it right or wrong. Just like your bowing, do until the awareness come, you will know it. And your daily mindfulness, when it's stabilized, you will also know it. Then after that, you will transform again. You will develop this understanding on your own. You will see a lot of this sati manifesting into wisdom. And the direct seeing, the awakening, the understanding, all will come. Then when it stabilizes until, I remember, the fourth support, like very easy to do one. The moment you silence your mind, you are in that state of tranquility and stillness already. You no need to wait for 2-3 minutes or 5 minutes before it settles down. No need already. Then when you lie down also, you're fully aware already. When you're fully aware, means you are in a meditative state in the midst of life now. So to meditate is much easier. The moment you sit down, cross your leg, put your palm there, you are already in stillness, tranquil. Or you lie down on your bed, you're already completely without thought, and you can just relax, fully aware inside that posture that you lie down or sleep. Then whatever you do, your awareness is there. Then sometimes I remember there was one occasion, the ants, like sometimes there are ants crawling around the door frame or what. I may be meditating upstairs now. I can feel the movement and all those things. You can. Then the distant sound, like you come to hear, people cannot hear one, but you can hear. And it can be very, very far one, not just a few kilometers away. It can be very, very far. It's like the whole oneness. Then I remember that time I was in Cameron Highland. I want to be aware of any phenomena at which direction I can. Then that time, like, That nature is like that. That's why you will have the understanding and you will be really amazed and full of joy. And this type of cultivation is about understanding, transforming yourself from the heedless way of living to heedful way of living. Very good. Maintain the training and you will progress and do well. Especially the fourth support. The moment you detect the gateway, all your yin-yang energy will melt inside. And you will become even more beautiful. That insight transform that time. This forehead here, the mundane mind, a lot of things will be happening. Then your consciousness become different again. Then one day, if it happens, it will be very good. The mundane mind will slowly develop the movement, and it will just drop off one day. And that time, your nature shine forth, and you become very different. You throughout the day just with that awareness nature. Like no need to purposely want to go for meditation, but that nature is with you, the pure awareness nature. All the time now, the mundane mind collapse already. It's like the cloud all dispersed already. Nothing to obscure your pure awareness nature already. So it is there all the time. Because I remember when it happened in 1989, I was telling my wife, this is really amazing. For 5 days, I was seeing everything so differently. I said, nothing has changed, but how come it becomes so different? Things that I never see before, I start to see. Every movement, every activity. Very good, Sadhu. You can summarize. You got anything else?
I think that's all
that's
my
all.
sharing. I would like to thank you, Brother Teo,
Can.
for your
Sadhu.
guidance and teachings. Thank you, Brother
Rejoice.
Teo.
Thank you. My nature rejoice. Sadhu. Very good. So, 10:31. Just nice. We do the sharing. Closing puja. Akasata cha bhumata devanaga mahindika punyang tang anumoditva chirang rakantu loka sasana ittavata chamihi sampadan punya sampadan sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampati siddhya idang menya tidang hotu sukita hontunya tuyo idang menya tidang hotu sukita hontunya tayo idang menya tinang hotu sukita hontunya tayo devo vasatu kalena sasa sampati hetu cha bhavatu loko cha raja bhavatu dhammiko imina punyang kamina mame bala samagamo sattang samagamo hotu yawa nivana patiya sadhu sadhu sadhu. Okay, you all can now pay respect mindfully to Lord Buddha, Guanyin Bodhisattva, and all the worthy ones. Then we end. Sadhu.